Estimates show that as many as 3.8 million manufacturing jobs could open up in the US within the next decade, and that nearly 2 million could be left unfilled. It's shocking, I know, especially since manufacturing's been on the decline for decades because of automation, globalization, and economic instability. But that landscape is changing as technology advances at a pace never seen before, and it will really need a workforce to support it.
I want everyone who walks in the doors to feel like manufacturing is alive and well, and that they could have a place in it, that it is a welcoming environment, it is a positive space, regardless of someone's background.
So this was all abandoned. It was abandoned. CM Steak kept it up, but there was nobody here, nobody using the space.
Built in the 1960s, it was an elementary school for many years. At some point, it went into disuse as the population in Cleveland declined and it was not needed any longer. It had a few other incarnations and then it was closed down.
Thousands of students have walked through the doors of 1800 East 63rd Street in Cleveland. Originally Margaret A. Ireland Elementary School, it humbly served the children of the Hough neighborhood, an urban community with a deep history.
The wood at the front desk is actually part of the original gym floor. Using a lot of the materials that we were taking out of the space, it was important for sustainable reasons to reuse it. This is the old shuffleboard that was in the gymnasium that was reclaimed.
These are the locker doors that I was mentioning that were reclaimed. So obviously we cleaned them up a little bit, but we kept them.
Yeah.
We had a little fun with
right?
them.
This brings everybody back.
It totally does.
When we moved into this neighborhood, it was in line, I'll say, with what we call urban pioneers, to try and build it up and boost it back up since the experiences that had happened in the 60s during the uprising. A lot of houses, a lot of businesses had been destroyed. So we sort of became a part of that movement to bring Hough back.
Decades of urban renewal, segregation, and disinvestment culminated in a week-long riot and protest in 1966, now known as the Hough Uprising. In 1960, the neighborhood was home to 70,000 residents. By 2000, the neighborhood's population had dropped to fewer than 20,000.
We are the connection point around Midtown, and so that was the next logical space to try and revive. The interesting thing about that is it is flanked by some of the most diverse and poorest neighborhoods and most left out of the economy because of redlining neighborhoods in the entire state.
When I first moved here, it was kind of rough. I had to put up a fence and block off my property and stuff like that. But I always say that positively light outshined the darkness. And as we did things as a community came together, that kind of pushed away a lot of that type of negative traffic. Now we got people that want to come down here.
There's this beautiful opportunity of saying, how do we do innovation inclusively? How do we build this neighborhood up, not by pushing people out, but actually by pulling them in?
The nonprofit Magnet, which stands for Manufacturing Advocacy and Growth Network, took over the school building in 2020.
Because it was built like a bunker, every single classroom wall was a weight-bearing wall. So they had to do crazy things, which they had never done. But at one point, they had steel beams that they were holding up with expanders from the floor, literally holding the ceiling as they knocked down walls to be able to then put the steel beams up to support it because we knocked down all those weight-bearing walls.
By opening it up and then allowing not only the exterior to see in and be able to see out from this space, but also see the other interior spaces looking down and having it be porous, It allows people to engage in the excitement of the facility. You know, you've got a client up here that's meeting with them and they got students walking around.
Open to the public in 2022, the building that once educated generations of elementary students is now an incubator for a new and much more high-tech era of manufacturing, complete with advanced 3D printers and even a robot soda waiter.
When I first came here last year, I was like, until I really started coming here almost every day of the week, and then it hit me okay, I can really if I put my mind to it, I can do it, and that's what I'm doing.
The first time I heard about Manor was 2022. I heard they was building this place down here, and I heard we was gonna visit it in school. And then after we visited, I just started coming down here a lot, play basketball and build things.
My cousin, he's been in the welding industry for almost 22 years, so he would be very proud of me if I was to get in the manufacturing business. And that's what I want to do, so I can make not only him, but my parents proud.
When you can reuse a piece of architecture and turn it into something welcomed by the community and something that kind of builds off of the success of its rebirth, I think that is a tremendous asset, not only to the client, but to the community it's in.
We need to be a beacon of hope. We need to be a beacon of manufacturing being alive and thriving so that folks can see it from the outside. When it's dark, we leave the shades up, we leave the lights on, everybody can see a manufacturing facility. And also we can point and say, your future workforce is sitting right outside.